Hey guys, and welcome to the video. We're going to be discussing a recent rumor regarding the casting for the movie adaptation of a classic PlayStation title, Jak and Daxter. So brace yourself as we walk straight into the online rumor mill. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and stay up to date with all of the movie news we have going on around here. So guys, we're going to be jumping into this CBR.com article here, rumor Jak and Daxter movie, eyeing Tom Holland and Chris Pratt. It's been reported that Tom Holland and Chris Pratt may reunite with the actors eyed to co-star in the Jak and Daxter film adaptation. So yeah, guys, I know that this is a beloved IP on PlayStation. It's one of the older properties, but I know there's a massive following out there of people who play this game. I've got a few friends who, they still play this game. They still love this IP, and I think it would lend itself really, really well to the big screen. Whether it would be a live adaptation or whether it would be kind of an animated take on the game, I'm not really sure yet. I don't think this article specifies what that's going to be, as it's still a rumor. But yeah, let's keep going, guys, and see what else the article has to say. So according to the rumor mill, Onward and Marvel Cinematic Universe co-stars Tom Holland and Chris Pratt may be reuniting for a video game adaptation. So according to Film Scooper, My Time to Shine, hello, on X, guys, I'm still not used to calling it X, I keep forgetting Twitter is now called X. It's such a strange name though, isn't it, X? Holland and Pratt are being eyed by Sony to star in a planned live action adaptation. So it does say here live action adaptation. I do apologize, guys, I didn't think it specified, but it does. So live action adaptation of Jak and Daxter. The rumor is that Holland would be playing Jak while Pratt would be cast as Daxter. Also reported is Ruben Fleischer, who directed last year's Uncharted with Holland. I really think that was an underrated movie. I really enjoyed the Uncharted movie, but I'm probably a little bit biased because the Uncharted game series is my most favorite game series of all time. Like, oh my god, the game series is absolutely phenomenal. It's a shame that they didn't hit the same heights with the movie, I'll admit, but I still think the film was really fun. I think they built a really good foundation in the first movie, and they could build on it in a sequel, and I really hope we get one. Just to go off on a bit of a tangent there anyway. I always love to talk about Uncharted whenever I get the excuse to. So with all of this said, it's important to note that the rumor hasn't been verified by Sony and any of the named talents involved, though Fleischer said earlier last year that he was working on a Jak and Daxter movie. Yeah, but there's a lot of movies that go into pre-production that never make it into the official production stage. They get into pre-production, different things come up, they can't get the budget, they can't get the finance, or the movie falls through, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong in the pre-production phases. So just because someone's working on a movie within Hollywood, it doesn't necessarily mean it will see the light of day, or the audiences will actually get to see it. So just bear that in mind. So this is the account here, My Time to Shine, on Twitter, now called X. I still find it weird to call it X, but anyway. So Tom Holland to play Jak, Chris Pratt eyed to voice Daxter in live-action Jak and Daxter movie from Sony, directed by Ruben Fleischer, who directed Venom and Uncharted. So, let's just jump into the replies on this post here, and let's just see what some of the community have to say about this adaptation potentially being made, and just see what some of the replies are, because it'd be interesting to get a take on the community as to whether people are looking forward to seeing this, or whether people are just kind of not too bothered about it. So let's go on X and have a look quickly. So landing here on X or Twitter, whichever you prefer to call it. My Time to Shine, hello, this is the post, and let's go down and have a look at some of the replies. Well, I hope it's good because the last movie they were in together sucked. Yeah, so obviously these two actors, Tom Holland and Chris Pratt, they were in this Disney Pixar movie Onward. It wasn't really received very well. People didn't really enjoy it all that much. And it was kind of a shame because it was kind of nice to have those two actors in the same movie. They do great voice work, but yeah, it just didn't gain any traction. So hopefully if they did a Jak and Daxter movie, it wouldn't get the same reception. This guy says Hollywood needs to hit the refresh button on the actors roster. I think a lot of people are saying that Sony is basically putting these two actors in too much of their properties, and like people are just beginning to get a bit fed up with keep seeing the same actors. So if this makes a new game come to fruition, I'll be happy. Can we get some new blood, please? Yeah, another person saying, they're bored of the kind of the same actors. No way we're getting this, but they cancelled Sly movie and TV show. Curious to see how this turns out. Casting seems okay, but expecting a big CGI production like the Mario Brothers movie. Why though? Wow, thanks, Sony. Oh, that's a picture of a guy doing a selfie with a gun to his head. Okay. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go that far. It's not quite that bad. How about a new game instead? See, there's people still out there that are still interested in playing this game, and there's people that are still hoping that Sony puts out a new Jak and Daxter at some point. You're acting like they cared about who got casted for these guys. After listening to Chris Pratt as Mario in Super Mario Brothers, no thank you. I have this bad feeling that we're potentially going to get more crappy video game movies in the future. Yeah, because doesn't Sony now have their own... Don't they have their own kind of like PlayStation production studio, or like production wing of their movie studio, where they're focusing solely on making PlayStation adaptations for movies? I'm pretty sure that's what I heard recently. Yo, this would be amazing. I'm not going to read them all, guys, because there's like thousands of replies, but I'll just go through. I'll go through some more, just so we can get an average kind of take on what people are thinking. This sounds great, but wouldn't it have made more sense for it to be the other way around? The only positive I really see is that they have good chemistry. Yeah, they do. I think they play off each other really well. Apart from that, I don't know why they were cast, besides the fact that they're pulling money at the box office. Wait, I see why now. Well, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, everybody loves Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Tom Holland has this big draw because of him being the Spider-Man, the current Spider-Man. But a lot of the projects that Tom Holland's been in, you know, they haven't done very well critically or financially. The only thing he's been in that's really any kind of successful is his Spider-Man, really. So let's go down and have a look. It's based off the first Jak and Daxter game. Jack's a mute and doesn't talk. To the second game, so how's that going to work? I don't know, as Tom as a silent actor. Oh, okay, so he was a mute in the first game. Yeah, I mean, we've seen some characters that are mute, and you can do, you know, you could adapt it to the big screen. Instead of him being a mute, he could still be a mute, but he could do like sign language. That could be an interesting take, or, you know, they could just unmute him just for the adaptation to the cinema. You know, just because he's a mute in the game, it doesn't mean he has to be in the film adaptation, unless him being a mute is a central integral part to the story, which I'm not sure, because as I say, guys, I've never played Jak and Daxter. I was more of a Ratchet and Clank person, so correct me if I'm wrong on that. To people who are saying they want someone else, this could be a rumor to attract more people to the role. It's early, but all I care is that it gets made, so we can get a new game and bring more people into the franchise. Jak and Daxter deserves a new era. It's been long enough. It wouldn't surprise me that if they did go forward with making a Jak and Daxter movie, they would go into production on a game, or they already have a game being made and they try to release the game around the same time the movie comes out, because obviously the marketing would work for kind of both simultaneously. And obviously people are getting hyped about the movie, a new game comes out, so it attracts the gamers and the gamers attract to the movies, so it would kind of have this nice kind of marketing around the game release and a movie release at the same time. But yeah, guys, I'm not going to read any more. That's just a little sample of what kind of the community is saying about, you know, about this post about these two actors potentially playing roles in the Jak and Daxter adaptation. So let's hop back over to the article and just finish it off and see what else it has to say. So just continuing on here, Holland also publicly expressed the desire to star in a Jak and Daxter movie, which may lend more credence to the recent rumours. While promoting Uncharted, the actor spoke with GameSpot and was asked about which video game franchise he might want to be next bringing to life. Holland then spoke about how he'd be up for playing Jak in a movie, though he seems to prefer that it'd be a darker take on the story. He said, quote, "I would like to make a Jak and Daxter movie, and I would play Jak, but I would make it an A24, so it would really weird and dark. Yeah, I would do a really weird live-action version of Jak and Daxter." It's kind of hard to comment on that from my perspective, guys, because I haven't played the games. I don't know if the story is dark already, or if it's like a light-hearted, humorous kind of story. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I mean, making a dark version of anything, it works sometimes, but it depends on the story and the characters. I mean, if you're going to make it dark, is it going to be dark and humorous, or is it just going to be dark and depressing? Because I don't think a lot of people would want that. So, yeah, I'm not sure why he'd want to make it really weird and dark. If the game is based on like a colorful, emotional kind of humor, comedy kind of thing, kind of like Ratchet and Clank, then it would lend itself more to a light-hearted sort of comedy, surely. Will Tom Holland and Chris Pratt reunite for a Jak and Daxter? Holland and Pratt were also very familiar with one another, of course. Both played superheroes in the MCU, with Holland famously known for his Spider-Man role, while Chris Pratt spent several years playing Guardians of the Galaxy favourite Star-Lord. The two also served as two stars of Pixar's animated Onward, which was released in 2020. We've already spoken about that. So the Jak and Daxter video game series was originally launched in 2001 by Naughty Dog, same company that makes Uncharted, the best game franchise ever. So the team behind Uncharted and The Last of Us, the games are set in a mystical world where the titular characters attempt to uncover the secrets of the Precursors, an ancient race that used to occupy the planet. The games have been incredibly successful, consisting of several installments along with kart racing spin-off that have collectively sold more than 12 million copies. No release date has been revealed for the reported Jak and Daxter movie. Yeah, so just bear in mind, guys, this is still a massive rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. It might not necessarily come to fruition. The directors said that he was working on it, but like I say, guys, a lot of movies that go into very pre-production, like early pre-production, they don't necessarily come to light, or they get shelved for a few years until they can figure out what to do with it. So we might not see it for a while yet. But if any more rumors start, if more rumors start coming out, then we can start adding a bit more credence to this film possibly being made in the near future. But yeah, guys, jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. Are you excited to see a Jak and Daxter movie? I wouldn't mind seeing it myself. As I say, I haven't played the games, but I know it's a beloved IP. It looks really fun. It looks in the vein of a Ratchet and Clank type of game. So I think it would lend itself really, really well to a movie. But yeah, guys, that's all we have today, and I will see you soon.